means they count each structure they can save as a small victory. Dean Cordry, a bulldozer operator with a salt and pepper mustache, would like to think he played a role in saving some of them.
Sometimes I sleep out on the line, sometimes I go get a hotel room. Sometimes I stay out, find a safe place to sleep, set up your sleeping bag, and go to sleep. I can conk right out.
For him,
I should have started this earlier when I was actually leaving.
Near the coast for 10
I
days
didn't.
at a time.
But this is leaving the
But he's
holler
proud
where
to help save
my mama's
people's
house
homes.
is.
He hopes someone would do the same for his.
So,
For NPR News, I'm Raquel Maria
I know
Dillon
my battery
in
is
South
running
Lake
kind of
Tahoe,
low.
California.
But this is the road.
And you're listening to Here and Now.
There's a creek.
Saeed
And,
Noor was a boy living in Afghanistan on September
Yeah, that's the
11th,
bridge those people
2001.
take
The
to get to their house.
arrived in his valley a few weeks
A
later.
little alarming. Not something I want to be crossing.
Just for the first time.
He became an
Whatever.
interpreter for the U.S. military in Afghanistan. In 2014, he got a visa and moved to Texas. He joined the U.S. Army and went back to
Leaving
Afghanistan. His story
Big Branch
on the next morning edition
in
of
Hallie,
NPR News.
Kentucky, in Letcher County.
I'm Lisa Mullins. Israel has launched a massive manhunt after 6 Palestinian prisoners escaped from a high-security facility.
Yeah, so I didn't get pictures of the graveyard to show you, like, how there's a graveyard in the backyard.
Department to address the impact of climate change. The country suffered some of its worst heat waves this summer that fueled wildfires that burned some 400 square miles of forest. And Asian stock markets rose today after data were released of weak U.S. hiring last month. Wall Street is closed for
that caged thing is for their trash so that bears don't get in it. Because there's bears up in here, obviously. I mean, this is like practically uncivilized area. But so over here is a lot of like buildings that are falling apart, should have been torn down, but they won't. They'll stay there until they eventually like fall apart on their own and
later today at 3 o'clock on Fresh
become part of the landscaping. Basically, there's areas where kudzu is taken over and there were like broke down cars there, and now you can just kind of see the tops of the car over the top of the kudzu because it's just taken over and engulfed the cars.
Join us today at 3
I don't think there's any on this branch. There are some over on Blue Branch because I didn't notice that the other night when we were over there.
And you can listen to Fresh Air and many of your other favorite programs on demand on your time when you download the Double B Weekend.
So someone was out mowing their lawn.
Available for iPhone and Android devices. We are public radio for Central and Eastern Kentucky.
We still have ways to go.
Thanks for joining us.
Here's some old
For Here and Now
oil
comes from WBUR Boston
tank
and
things.
from Indeed, a hiring platform.
Those are all over
with
through
tools
here.
like Instant Match, which
And like the
searches
gas and
millions
oil
of
companies
resumes
did
in
the people up here
Indeed's
dirty.
database to connect businesses
They
with
didn't offer them
candidates
mineral
that match the
rights. They
sponsored
just
job description.
leased the property,
More at
leased the spot.
Indeed.com/credit.
So all they pay these
Committed to
people up
boosting
here
students' confidence, critical thinking, and math grades and
is
scores with
leasing
in-person
the
or
spot
online
to
instruction.
stick their
Each
equipment,
student
and they're
follows a
sucking out all
customized learning plan.
the
More at
oil and the gas, and
mathmuseum.com.
the people whose property that it's on aren't getting any royalties from the mineral from what they're taking out.
I'm Robin Young. It's Here and Now.
Because they didn't know any better when all this was put in here, and
in the next few minutes, to honor the
it's
role
really
of
sad.
cruise ships and the working lives
A
of
lot of
women.
people could have
I know. When
benefited
you think of
from
women on cruise ships in the early 1900s,
getting the money from the
you probably picture
mineral
wealthy heiresses
rights,
with hat
but,
boxes. And there were plenty. Gloria
you know,
Vanderbilt and
one of the
her twin
situations,
sister
one of these is
Thelma
up on
Clemens among them. Thelma was
the property up here that my
Prince of
papa
Wales.
owned.
Until she introduced him to her friend
And
Wallace Simpson, he promptly
They
sailed
just
off
even
with
stopped
her,
paying
abdicating the
once
throne.
he passed. They didn't pay anything to my mama and continued to use
British
their
author Sean Evans includes the women
tanks and the
below
access road and
immigrants coming to find
all of
work
that
in
stuff
America,
that's
or
was on her
fleeing
property.
Nazi Germany,
You
or
know, now
joining
it's the
a
family
husband.
property, and
After World War II,
I know
cruise ships were
there's been some
repurposed to
litigation
bring
on that, but
women and with infant children
I don't think
to
anything
the
will come of it.
US.
Because you know these companies made sure that they had their I's dotted and their T's crossed with those initial contracts that they set with people. Here's another set of those. I don't know whose land this is.
Heartsick, lovesick, and seasick. There was great danger. The Titanic struck an iceberg.
Some of them aren't functional anymore, and they don't even take them out. They just leave them there.
1916. We learn about Violet Jessup, who survived all 3 sinkings, witnessing lifeboats being lowered from the Britannic right into rising propellers. Just terrible. Jessup was a stewardess serving first-class passengers, part of a new female workforce unparalleled on land. We spoke about them with Sean Evans for a virtual event put on by the American Ancestry series from the New England Historic Genealogical Society.
Oh, here comes a dog.
Hundreds attended to hear about women like the unfortunately named Edith Sourpuss. She was something called a conductress.
Dogs.
The women who are conductresses are
Pupper.
employed specifically to look after
Okay, Pupper.
unaccompanied women and children, especially in third